Welcome back, everybody, to what I suspect here is episode 2. So we are just taking off from Judith Landing here, headed down towards James Kip, and we have another 61 miles to go. So we're thinking that we'll get there, we'll have the rest of today, tomorrow, and we'll get there sometime the next day, which would be Monday that we would get there. So 6-day trip for us, not 7. We are going a little bit faster just because we have this meat and we don't want the meat to spoil from that deer. Fortunately, it's so dry, it's not crazy hot out, and I'll show you what you want to do. I've got it tucked away in here, hidden by my life jacket, and you want to let it air dry as much as possible and kind of build a good crust around it, and lots of airflow. So we've got it in mesh bags, and it's right up against the bottom of the boat. And what that's doing is that's the cold water is kind of working as a cooler as well to keep it cool. And as long as we don't get any too crazy hot temperatures, the meat can pretty safely stay until we get out of here. So another couple of days. I'll bring the camera out later on as we get farther down the river and start seeing some more beautiful scenic stuff. You ready for this next leg of the adventure, Dad?
Ready. 61 miles.
All right, you guys. Well, the sun is going down, and I think we have decided to camp over on the far shore here. And the sun's going down, but because we're down in this canyon and we still have another probably hour of daylight before it starts getting dark at all, so we'll get set up in here. Well, not super ideal, but we will make it work. Oh my God. One, two, three. And this little mud pit is home for the night. Maybe I can find some cool rocks, some cool petrified wood or something. All right, so we're setting up here, and I just got the rod set up. So here we are. I'm gonna fish this stretch of river here, and take a look at what I just found next to my rod. Look at this. This whole thing is a piece of fossilized tree trunk, and look, it's got agate running through it. Beautiful piece of wood. Let me get this cleaned up a little bit for you guys here. All right, yeah, take a look at this. Look at the grains of agate running through it. This is going to be super pretty if I cut it up or polish it. Super happy with that find. Now I just got to get a catfish for dinner. Alrighty, getting dinner going here. So this is our setup. We got Some beautiful pieces of venison backstrap there. They're marinating in some soy sauce, some pepper, and then got some cheese and some avocado. Gonna do up some quesadillas here first, and then after that's done, then gonna throw on the backstraps. And fishing seems to be slow to non-existent here. So might just be no fish kind of night, but got beautiful clear skies. You can see Chris is just finishing off some noodles there. Got beautiful skies, and I'm betting we'll get quite the show tonight of stars. So we're probably gonna set up the camera and I'll show you guys a beautiful time lapse over the hills here, and otherwise gonna get cooking. I'm always waiting on him. He moves like a snail, I swear. I've seen snails in more of a hurry. Look. Food's getting cold. Here comes the snail. The slow snail. The sloth. Alright, so we got some beautiful backstrap venison there. Cooked should be to like a medium rare. And we got some avocado there, and a little bit of salsa, and our 3 quesadillas as well. Leaking salsa. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's hard to go wrong with cheese, avocado, salsa, tortilla.
Yep. Super, super good.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's give this venison steak a try. Good and tender. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Real tender. Well, I think we're going to finish off our dinner here and set up camp. Might show a little bit of that, and then I'm setting you guys up to watch a night lapse of the stars because they're going to be amazing in here tonight. Am I gonna get this unhooked? Good morning. So we're just finishing getting packed up here. Got our sleeping set up there, filling up the canoe. Just made some coffee with lots and lots of coffee grinds. So I think we got a little bit of a lighter day today in order to stay on our timeline, and we already know the camp we're headed to. So because of that, I found a couple pieces of petrified wood yesterday. We are gonna head up towards the mountain and see if we can't find any more. See if we can find anything coming out of the mountain there or in the stream bed, and then we'll come back, finish packing up, and head down the road. And I think I may have just lost a catfish that cut my line, so I put a wire leader on. Just over there at the boat, I have my rod out there to sit with the wire leader while we are out hiking. Got it tied down, so if I get something huge, it can't take the whole rod with it. So I'll show you guys what we find. All right, we just came over this little spot and I found my first chunk of wood. Turn your eyes around here. There we are. Doesn't look like much yet, but it looks like there's some agate in there. So I'm gonna hang on to that one. Oh yeah, piece. Dad just found a little tiny one. So I'll hang on to this and clean it up in the water back at camp, and we'll take a closer look. All right, we found a very round rock here that Dad's gonna take a closer look at.
Look at that.
That's like a cannonball.
That totally is. It feels like it too. That's iron.
Super cool. So yeah, that's it's not man-made. It is a rock, but just a super high iron rock. Huh. Yeah, how perfectly round that is. You gonna hang on to that?
I don't know, maybe.
That's a pretty cool round rock.
It is, yeah.
Here you go. All right, so there's a pretty big chunk here. We're gonna see if my dad can find it without me pointing it out.
I mean, eventually.
Can you guys find it?
Oh, shit, yeah.
There it
Wow.
is. So there's a couple pieces
nice.
here. There's this one. That's a really nice chunk there. That's got some agate seam running through it. And then there was one other little one. Where did it go? There it is. There's also that little one. That's also a cool chunk. So those are worth hanging on to. Chris just found a piece.
That's a nice chunk.
Of course you find the buried one.
Yeah.
You might need to work on that a little bit.
Yeah. Come back.
We'll let him dig this out of the wall, and then I'll show you what he's got, because it's pretty stuck in there. It's crazy how deep these sagebrush roots go.
Yeah, I've seen some where they're weathered out and they're like 25 feet.
Well, that one's dead sagebrush, so.
There we go.
Wow. Wow. Look at the colors in there. That's a really nice chunk. I don't even know if we can bring this one with us. Look at this piece. We will be bringing this with us.
That's super
Look
pretty.
at the agate running through there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That'll be gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like lizard skin of agate. Yeah, that's coming with us. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right, we might be carrying these all back and then making decisions back at the boat on which pieces come.
Yeah.
But I think we can decide back there once we wash them and can look at the agates a little better, because that might be the nicest piece of wood I've found on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
Can you grab this chunk of wood?
Yep.
All right, so got another piece here, and this one is also buried. Chris is going to dig this one out, and I think we'll probably leave it here unless it's agatized or unless he really wants it, but that's it right there.
Nope, it's not moving.
Yeah.
Just stuck in the clay.
There we go. There we go.
All right.
Now we can probably get an idea how big our piece of wood is.
It's big. Oh, I can't move it.
I think if we maybe dig it out more up in here.
Yeah.
All right, we are about to kill this battery, but that is the piece of wood. And damn. That looks like it's got some pretty good seam of agate running through it there.
Uh-huh.
What are your thoughts on this?
Well, this probably weighs 20 pounds.
Yeah.
So, you have to really think about it.
Carry it down to the boat and then make a decision down there?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. All right, well, the battery's not dead yet, and I just found this chunk laying here. Look at those seams of agate running through it. That's a really nice piece. There was a knot right here from a branch that came out. All right, well, this was sitting here trying to get us something for lunch today, and I went in to reel it in, and it looks like we've got something big.
Oh,
big catfish.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, try and film out towards where the fish is. This might be too big, considering we've got all that petrified wood. Come on, big fish. I think this is like a 10-pound cat.
Where's your net?
I don't think I need the net. We'll get it in shallow here. I knew that was a cat that broke me off earlier.
Uh-huh. Maybe there are more of them just downstream from Judith rather than upstream from it.
Yeah. Oh, come on, don't get stuck up in mud there.
That is a nice big cat.
Yeah, I think this is too big.
I
don't think I want to keep this. Come on in.
Whoa!
Look at that.
Look at that fish.
That's a big cat. Yeah, we're letting this one go. It's just too big for us to have for lunch. This is a few days worth of food. And I don't need that. Oh. How am I gonna get this unhooked? Ah!
Oh man.
Ah! It bites so hard. Oh, almost got it. Got it. Look at that beautiful fish.
That is an amazing fish.
Wow. All right, well, we're gonna grab some photos and then we'll film a release here. All right, well, we got this big, beautiful channel cat, and it's too much weight, it's too much food. We're only here for another 2 days and we got other stuff. So I'm hoping to catch a smaller one for food. And this one, if it doesn't bite me, gets to go free. And that right there is what we call Big Chungus.
Beautiful fish.
You can see it bleeding up on the knuckles
Oh,
there
man,
from where
yeah.
it bit me. All right, so we're washing these off and deciding what to hang on to. We have these two smaller ones here that this one I found yesterday down here while fishing. And you know, it's nice, especially along there. But there's no real agate. This one was one that Chris found. It's a little higher up there, but much more charcoaly on this one. So we're gonna leave both of these ones here. And then we decided we're gonna keep these two. This is the one that I found up there that had really amazing lizard skin sort of pattern in there in the agate, and kind of bluey, some agate going there. This one I found down below, it also has that same sort of lizard skin agate pattern that if we can get these cut, you can see there, it's really pretty. And if we can get these cut, I'm sure that these are going to look absolutely amazing. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys. Well, we are just making our way here, and there's a big, beautiful ram working his way along the hill. So keep paddling, please. Chris is going to bring us in a little closer, and I will show you this ram. It's just up there on the hillside. Unfortunately, the GoPro is such a wide angle. I think when I said GoPro there, it thought I wanted it to no longer be running, but there's the sheep, and that, I'm not sure if that quite makes trophy classification. I think it does. You see the eagle up top there too? Yeah. There's an eagle up just under the sun. Yeah, not paying us any attention. If we were sheep hunters, that would be almost unfair.
That's super unfair.
It's just they're eating. Well, it has been a long day, but I think we're here at camp. This is Lower Woodhawk, and I'll show you coming in. We got a little stump right there for sitting on. So I think this is the spot, and we're gonna beach and go check it out, see if there's any people here, and probably spend the night. And we definitely want to be farther down. Yeah, probably spend the night here. Be a real easy spot to catfish, and hopefully get some catfish. Now that we're getting out tomorrow, I can put some catfish in the cooler to also bring home with me, since we're allowed quite a bit of that. And I feel good about taking them here. I'm not hurting any populations. Get out into this gooey mud. Oh my god, that is so gooey. Ugh, it's oozing between my toes. Gross. All right. Oh, felt something click in my shoulder. Well, I'm not sure how well you guys can see. We caught one more sauger and one moon eye, which is bait. And I got 2 rods out there with a couple of lines, so hopefully we get some catfish. Otherwise, no luck. We just ate some noodles for dinner, so not exciting. Here's camp for the night. Chris is just finishing setting up his sleeping bag, and I got mine right there. We're night 4 here with 0 tent, which is my preference. Got a little fire going, and I think we're gonna call it a night here. So I will see you early tomorrow morning on our last day, day number 6. We will be heading towards James Kip, where we will hopefully finish between noon and 1 o'clock, and get that venison all frozen up with some dry ice in a cooler for me to take home to Alberta. Maybe get some catfish tonight that we can also take home to Alberta. And then I still got another like 4 or 5 days left here in Montana that we can explore around and do other things. So I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. Well, we just got up. A little dreary-eyed still, but that's our camp. It's night number 4 with no tent. Definitely my preference, just sleeping out under the stars. And it's just before sunrise. I find that both of us pretty naturally wake up here right before the sun comes up when it starts getting light. Let's go see if either of our lines that were left in the water got any fish. So here in Montana, you're legally allowed to use in the Eastern District something called a set line, and that's this. I laid it out last night, and I'm hoping to get catfish. There's other things I might get on it as well. You're allowed 6 of them that can stay out with 6 baits. So this one looks like it might have something. Let's go ahead and pull it in. Yeah, there's a fish on here. There we have it. So that is what I was after. This is a beautiful channel catfish, and these are fantastic eating out here. All right, everyone, we are at day 6, the final day probably, unless something happens here that we decide to camp near the end of our trip for one more night, but I was hoping to get out and get that deer packed up tonight. Well, we just hopped off here to take a quick little stretch out, and I was walking back to the canoe, and I just found probably the highlight of the trip. I mean, the deer was amazing, but like, and a lot of people will think I'm crazy for this, I just cannot believe I fully jumped into the water. My foot is soaking wet. So worth it. Look at this. Tiny baby soft-shelled turtle. Look at those little hands. And got a pointy little nose. Got to be very gentle with him because he's squishy. He's soft-shelled. Look at that. That is so precious. It is literally the size of like a toonie, like a silver dollar. So yeah, for those that don't know me super well, I am a absolute fanatic about reptiles and amphibians. I love frogs, turtles, all of it. And this is our second reptile for the trip. The first being that awesome rattlesnake, and this one being a baby soft-shelled turtle. I cannot believe I found this. That is amazing. I'm gonna get a couple of photos and then we'll film a release on this little fella. There he goes. So amazing.
So amazing.
Well, it would appear we are at the end of this leg of my Montana adventure, because right there, that would be the bridge, and I can see vehicles going across. So this has been a fantastic trip. It was a cool end to the day, albeit a little unsuccessful on the fishing, but otherwise this has been a pretty amazing spot. And I highly suggest coming out here for sure. So got a little bit paddle, we got to get past that bridge, and then we'll load up, head into the town of Lewistown. That's where we're going to get some dry ice. I might even buy myself a cooler that I'll just bring back to Canada, I think, and then head back over towards Cold Banks to get the truck. Well, we have made it to the landing. That is the end of this leg of the adventure. Thank you for coming along and watching all this cool stuff we've got to enjoy. And if you enjoyed it, it really does help if you like and subscribe for the video. And if you have any suggestions or anything you really like to see, any comments, you know, leave them down below. I'll read and respond to all of these as well. And you know, I'm still kind of looking for suggestions and working on how I'll edit these. So if you have ideas, I'd love to hear them from you guys. Thanks for watching.